bada bing, bada boop.
All right.
Where did you put the at last time, Penny or fucking Iris?
It was in data bounties. Scarlett said she thinks that's where you announce downtimes, but maybe not.
I've actually been announcing them in just special because they don't happen as frequently. But you know what? I'll do it. So, let me just.
Thank you, Rob.
We're back up. Sorry about that. But
Yeah. I'll apologize right off the bat. Sorry for the technical difficulties there. My OBS reset its settings and was also just lagging to fuck. So for safekeeping, we're having Austin stream.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
So
Line up at the start.
Let's just quickly introduce again, very briefly, what's going on here. Hey everyone, another iteration of DBA Downtime, spin-off or offshoot of our weekly tabletop RPG running the anime campaign or Epithet System known as Destruction Bench Agreement. Basically, it is a fun little spin-off, as it is a TTRPG. It's a role-playing game, and while a lot of it is combat, it's a role-playing game. There's our role-play. And this is basically a thing where, unlike the main series of DBA, which is typically shown on, the television show DBA in Universe, these are side RP interactions that are either A, just things to advance character relationships, or B, plot important things that just aren't happening on main episode. And it's just, it's our thing focused on RP outside of shit. So, yeah. We got the people that are actually involved here instead of just me who's streaming it because of circumstance. We have, Iris.
Hello, friends. I'm Iris. Once again, sorry for the technical difficulties. This is a fun short story where I'm gonna be my girl Jasper. We're gonna be going into some elements of her, and I don't fully know what all is gonna happen, but I know the basics. Shouldn't be anything too crazy, but it's a fun interaction with my friend Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Speaking
Sam.
of my friend Sam, I'm my friend Sam, or Sam, whichever is Sam. Hello.
Yeah.
Line up at.
Yeah, so these two are involved. They have a fun little thing they want to do with funny Jasper and most likely at least one other person. So, yeah, if you're new around here, you're enjoying yourself, and you want to know when, where, how, why, you can catch more of the things we're doing here, whether it be downtimes, the context for them with main DBA itself, or anything else we may end up doing. You should join our Discord. Fun nighting! Link. Alright, you guys get started.
Alright. Ah, God. Alright, yeah, so we start off, just on this street. Just on the side of the road as, Jasper's just sort of, walking home.
Yeah, so Jasper, she looks like she's in a decently good mood. Definitely winded. She typically, walks with a pretty confident strut, but right now she's pretty damn tired. She's coming fresh off of a gigantic battle against countless little shadow gremlins, that may or may not have happened yesterday in the canon. So she's pretty out of it, but she's heading home after a day of training, and yeah.
Yeah.
She's just walking down the street. Whoa, my mouse is glitching out or something. Hold on.
Oh no.
I tried to move her and it dragged her into oblivion.
Jasper, no.
Why with all the
that's short
technical
story.
difficulties?
Thank you for coming to the short story, everyone.
I literally can't. It just keeps dragging her to the edge of the map. Why is this happening?
No.
And we thought our technical problems were solved when I managed to jump in here to stream.
Jamie, it's not Roll20. Discord is doing weird shit too.
Unplug your mouse, replug it back in.
Yeah,
I did.
Oh no.
Different USB.
There isn't another USB for that.
swap it with another USB?
There's like, I. Uh,
Oh, wait.
oh,
There we go.
All right.
I don't know what happened there. It's working now. Jesus, I hope that doesn't happen again.
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Jasper's
sorry.
training was just really intense. Don't worry.
Jasper's training
Yeah.
was very intense, and mentally speaking, she feels like she's falling into the void. But physically, she's just heading home, as I said. Sorry again.
and as she is just walking by this little alleyway here. Give me a moment to switch the music. As she initially a little bit tired from her training and whatnot, doesn't notice the person there right away. But would hear a voice behind her as she walks by. Uh, as there's just a person here. Well, fancy meeting you here.
At hearing that, Jasper turns around and seeing who it is, her face immediately, like, maybe not like, it doesn't fall as much as what is shown here in the icon, but it definitely changes. Oh, hi. Yeah, and nice to see ya. She kind of scratches the back of her head and shifts her weight a bit. It's been a while.
Yeah. Yes, it has. You're still doing your wandering the world thing.
I mean, kinda. I've been hanging out here for. Are those tentacles?
She looks behind her briefly. No, I guess you. Explanations for that later.
Right. Sorry, that I just kind of noticed that and it like threw me off.
Yeah, no, I don't know why I didn't expect you to notice it right away.
It's all good. Do you want to walk and talk, or?
I guess.
You don't have to.
It's. Well, I mean, alright. I pull back the facade a little bit. Yeah, whatever. Sitting here standing in an alley against the wall like this, it's not really a coincidence that happened to find you walking by.
Right. So what's up then?
Well, you've been doing your whole thing and going around. I imagine you've gotten at least a little bit stronger. And I've been doing, a bit of my own stuff as well. I know. I'll be honest, I still can't agree with your way of things. I just figure it's been a while and I heard you were around here, so I thought, you know what? Might as well meet up again, try and maybe settle things or something. I was gonna suggest like a, challenge you to a fight or something, but you look pretty winded.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind sparring you again. I mean, I just I don't know if you've like heard, but there's been like a lot going on lately with DBA, which I mean, yeah, I joined. I ended up doing what I said and joining up with them, and they there's kind of a lot of crazy shit going on. Most of it's over my head right now. But yeah, bit. I'm a bit tired, but I wouldn't be up for. I mean, I've never turned down a scrap with you before, so.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That'll give me, closure. Both still growing, but hey, I gotta do this for myself, I guess. Prove that. I don't know if it exactly prove you wrong, but maybe prove to myself that I wasn't completely in the wrong in my own ways.
No, I look. I've had time to think, and again, I get it. I get why you did what you did. I gotta follow my own path and whatever that is, and just like you said, we're both still growing. I don't think most people grow tentacles normally, but
Yeah, in all honesty, I was expecting, meet up with you here, get into some big argument, fighting, yelling match, whatever. Proudly stand here, challenge you to a duel, but I guess I've had some time to do thinking myself. How about this? I still want to do this fight, right? How about this? You beat me in a fight. Show me that what you've been doing has been working out. I can, I guess, explain a little bit about what I've been up to.
And if you win,
I don't know. Just if I win, it'll just be like a personal victory, I guess.
how about if you win, I at least show you around the city a bit.
All right.
It's a lot
Sounds good enough.
It's a lot different than back home, but
Yeah,
it's not so bad.
this is kind of my first time out of the city. I didn't mean to be in an alleyway, in all honesty.
No, it's all good. I get it can be a force of habit, probably, she says, and sort of like backs up a bit to give her some room.
Yeah. Hard to be ganged up on if there's two walls either side close in.
Well, I'll show you training I've been doing at DBA. And she sort of assumes a stance, which I'll roll for in a second.
Yeah.
But, and again, she definitely looks winded, but not crazy so. She was standing next to Emmerich after all. And, she sort of smiles. You show me what Fight City has been teaching you then.
Alright, it's, almost slipped. I was about to start explaining things, but, gotta win for that first.
If you say so.
Uh,
For old time's sake, then?
Yeah. As,
Do-do-do-do-do.
let me really quickly pop up a brief turn order.
Alright.
And, yeah. There's music up. Let me post really quickly, immediately, something very important. that Olivia has that is going to make this fight quite a bit different from normal fights. She has a essentially a duel stance, which is combat rules slightly differently. At the beginning, initiative is rolled like normal. Like subsequent rounds, initiative order is determined based on the results of the previous round. So if someone like shows significant advantage in damage or like manages to knock their enemy back, etc., etc., they'll get the initiative in combat for the next round. You can basically counter action types with similar action types where the person who has the higher initiative sort of initiates and the lower initiative person has to use their own actions to counter. You can only counter action types with equal action types, so like standard to standard, bonus to bonus, etc.
Gotcha.
If you don't have a matching type, then you can't counter. Any times can be used to counter anything. And basically, if the person who is lower on initiative, once the higher person is done, if the lower person has extra action economy, they can either have reduced effectiveness things for those, or they can basically spend the action economy to reset the initiative, so you both have to roll again. The one thing being, any times cannot be used to reset initiative. With that out of the way, let me go ahead and
Cool.
roll hers.
Alright. Let me remind myself what I can do in this stance. Alright, well, because she rolled this funny stance, Jasper sort of assumes a very, like, firm-footed, like, solid stance with her legs spread far apart. And as she thrusts one of her hands forward, her ki sort of flares up as draconic flames surround her hands and wrists. Alright. Don't think I'm gonna hold back just cause, we're old friends.
Wouldn't expect you to.
And, with that, she is gonna, I think she's gonna start out with a standard fun thing. She is gonna lunge forward with a swift spinning kick towards Olivia's side.
Alright. And with that, she will, for her counter, will just counter in kind to try to basically match your kick with her fist. As I'll say with those, they they both meet. There's not quite like a flash of anything, but they fire flares up a little bit as they meet for a second before separating again.
All right.
Oh God, fire, huh?
Just one of my new tricks.
Yeah, well, I've got a few tricks of my own, I guess. As she...
Are they the tentacles on your back?
Also, yes. Is going to come up, and she has a... We'll do this one. A bonus action is she very, very obviously and, flourishingly, like, winds up to, like, almost look like she's gonna strike you with one of her tentacles. And then she just sweeps a leg aside to kick you in the side.
see. Okay, deals 2
There's
damage.
That is not a bonus action. I thought that was her bonus action. What? Never mind. Wait, is it? Hold on. It should be her bonus action, I think. I apologize. Let me check. I need to check something.
No, you're good. Let's see here.
I might be wrong, and if I'm wrong, then you can ignore that roll. But no, that is supposed to be a bonus action.
That's okay. Alright, well, if it's a bonus action, do I have a bonus action? Let's see. I don't think Wyvern Stance has a bonus action, but it does have an anytime.
Alright.
Yeah, but it says attempts to block have disadvantage, damn. And anytimes don't just reset every time it's your turn, right?
I didn't exactly think about that. I'd say, anytimes would... For now, we'll rule anytimes will basically refresh every other round.
Okay.
So.
In that case, I think she just manages to catch Jasper off guard with that feint, and she'll just take the damage.
Yeah, as you take a kick to your side, which with reduced effectiveness stuff would only deal 1. However, let me post. As you're fighting her, you notice something from her. Back when you had split up and you had left. Back then, as far as you were aware, Olivia was a Monday. But now, there's a distinct energy coming off of her. She has an alias now.
Where's the opposition? Break to pretty much any kind of defense.
Yeah.
Any kind of ACDR. Really nullifies them.
Yeah. Basically, this would be dealing 1.5 times damage, so it would go up to 2. The leg hits your side, and it wasn't that hard of a kick, but like it almost feels like there's way more force behind it than there should be.
Okay, so I take 3.
I mean, it would be 2 because it's reduced effectiveness, so it was doing 1 at base.
Well,
1 and a -1 roll debuff.
As she sweeps the leg, then I imagine Jasper wouldn't quite be knocked over, but her eyes would sort of widen, and she jumps back a bit. Holy cow! That felt like a hammer.
Told you, you're not the only one getting stronger.
Well, it wouldn't be interesting if I was. Is it her turn again?
At this point, this would be, because that's the only extra thing she has, which she could only do because you didn't have / use bonus action. But she was, I would say Jasper would still have the initiative, so you were up first again.
Okay. Alright. She sort of stretches a little bit. Again, assuming a stance. And this time she focuses, and her flames seem to come to life, turning into these spiraling dragons. That she then lunges towards her. Dragon's Fang!
Oh. In response, what Olivia will do, suddenly seeing a being of almost ki of fiery ki coming out at her is going to try and anytime it with breaking apart at the seams. As she quite literally punches the ki dragon coming at her as it cracks and breaks apart from the head back down to your arm, but it does seem to have singed her slightly. her fist slightly at the very least.
Whoa. You can even do that now?
Ah, God.
I get it. You a late bloomer or something? You got an epithet, don't you?
Something like that. You want any more, you're gonna have to beat it out of me.
Gladly. And do I go again, or do you go?
This would be...
Because you did counter it, so...
Yeah, I did counter it, and I don't believe that Jasper has anything else to do, and Olivia still has an action, as she's going to jump back forward, and this time she's just gonna go for another quick punch right to the gut again.
Alright. Well, because attempts to dodge roll with a -2 modifier, Jasper's gonna try to take this head on. Seeing how lightning fast the punch is, she's gonna try to just close her eyes and let her techniques take over for her, as she is gonna try to block the blow and counter with one of her own.
Alright, yeah, as the fist is coming at you, even as you push it away, with that you manage to quickly and effectively, with almost practice skill with such a simple forward attack, just push it out of the way with your hand, but you could still feel some amount of the force going through, despite being able to push it aside. So you're going to take, I'd say, 1 extra damage, but you can use your basic attack now.
She grits her teeth in pain, but she does grit through the pain and try to go for the counter blow regardless.
Is a good counter blow, and the only way she could really respond to this right now is her one talent. So once per round, you can attempt to give herself 1 DR, which effectively just means she's not taking the 1.5 times damage from her passive. If she succeeds, which she does not, so she moves to try and block your blow with her other hand, but she's off balance and a little bit too slow as you get a good strike in for a good chunk of damage.
And not only that, but as she gets a good punch to her chest, Jasper's this stance she's in is very much like a tough infighting boxing stance. And she then, as she's off balance from the attack, is going to turn that attack into a grapple using her passive. And
Ooh. Yeah.
And basically, she martial arts her way into holding Olivia's arms up against herself while grappling her from behind, and then the draconic key sort of clamps down on her in a way to hold her in place, and that'll deal 2 extra damage.
Yep.
And the one thing I'd say about this is Jasper's kind of it's kind of an awkward grapple despite the skill behind it, because she's not used to trying to grapple someone with tentacles, so I don't think those are really held down, but she's still restraining the main part of her body.
Yeah, as you restrain her and she's held here, and as the key bites down into her, fuck. As it bites down, you almost hear what sounds like a cracking sound.
Whoa, you okay?
Just fine.
No, I get it. Your epithet's all about offense, but It makes you fragile in return, doesn't it?
Something like that. But what is there to gain if you don't face a little bit of the pain you're dishing out yourself? With that,
True
with
enough.
with her grappled, I don't think there's anything else she can currently do. 'Cause she used her main action, and her bonus actions require her like arms. So let me. You know what? No, I do have one thing she can do. With one of her tentacles as it reaches towards the ground and is going to try and basically punch at the ground with enough force to basically create a crater in the ground to make Jasper lose her footing and maybe release her.
Gotcha.
But she can't even manage that as one of the tentacles starts lunging towards the ground to try and leave a crater, and a small extra like lick of the flames from your key lashes out and just holds it back inches from hitting the ground.
Nice try. Ah.
And with that, I believe that would be the end of that round. I think it's pretty clear Jasper still has the initiative. Go ahead.
All right. Oh, let's see. All right. You have everything you want, Jasper. So here's where you don't start rolling like ass like you do in all your data bounties. Yeah, well, I think now that she has her restrained. All right. Yeah, that's the thing, Penny. She rolls well until like it's a really important moment, and then she fucking like absolutely eats shit. But all right. Let's see you handle this. And with the dragon still wrapped around her hands, she lets her out of the grapple with her like humanoid hands, but the dragons stay around her arms and just directly into her back unleashes a wave of ki in the form of wyvern's breath.
Ooh.
Yep.
Livia is still tied up, so there's not a ton that she can do. But she is going to, in response, as you are winding up to unleash a wave of ki energy on her, while she can't respond, her tentacles are going to lash out and to try and grapple you as well. As each one of them basically wraps around your waist, holding your arms at your side. Another two wrap around your legs, and just generally try to keep you restrained.
Ah, shit. Well, that didn't work the way I wanted it to.
I may not be free, but I've got you restrained now.
Yeah, a little bit.
So, I guess constricted, I don't think you have anything else you can do. Unless you do. Trying to remember Jasper's Wyvern Stance Kit.
No, not, she doesn't have anything else just yet, no.
Alright.
If I think that probably Olivia would have the initiative next round,
Yeah.
so feel free to follow this up and I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, she is going to just basically take her bonus action and just try and break free from the key currently restraining her. Which, with a little bit of force, she and a tiny bit of her alias seeping in, she manages to break out of the draconic chains. Alright, finally got the upper hand. And so, I believe we'd move on to the next round with Olivia, with having the initiative this time.
Mm-hmm.
And really quickly, yeah, no, I don't think you would take, with how constrict and immobilize works, I don't think you would take the damage until Olivia is
Yeah.
done with her stuff. So basically, when it gets to you responding with actions, is when you would take the 3, I think.
Yep.
In the meantime, she's going to do, with the tentacles restraining you, and so with you unable to really dodge that much, she is going to, have them pull you in, right into her fist. Which is going to be 5 damage, boosted up to 8 because of her passive.
Alright. I think what Jasper will do is, basically, as she's pulled forward, she's gonna try to basically jump and twist her body mid-air and try to basically, because she is being pulled, by definition, her limbs are not quite as, restrained. So she's gonna try to counter that with a punch of her own. But, it might be debuffed in some way because she's grappled. I don't know what you want to do.
Yeah. I imagine it'll be debuffed quite a bit. So overall, as she's pulling you in, you manage to twist and turn a little bit to try and get your fist out and use the momentum of being pulled in to match her fist with your own, and you do feel like you manage to deliver a bit of force, but you can almost feel like as your fists meet, there's a little bit of force back on hers, but there's a lot of force back on your fist, as you can feel the bones aching and cracking in your hand. So I'm gonna say for that, you will still take the 8, but Olivia will be taking 5 in response.
Alright. Let's subtract that. Is she still grappled after that?
I would say, I will give you, before the damage takes place, I will let you attempt to escape with your movement action.
Alright, yeah. She'll just try to break out as best she can. Oh god.
Unfortunately not. As you try and wriggle free, and they just squeeze tighter, and you'll take another 3 damage.
Oh boy. Oh, that's not good. Well, I do have one more thing up my sleeve, but I think it's Olivia's initiative again.
Yeah, it is. It would be her initiative again, and she is, because she's not gonna do bonus action stuff that right now she doesn't feel like she needs to. She can just pull you in for another punch. But much slower and clumsier this time.
She manages to twist herself aside.
Yeah, as this is
tentacles certainly make this more interesting.
Find more limbs makes for a much more interesting combat style. As a note, Iris, this is a new round of initiative if you want to actually try and counter it with a
Oh, that is true.
Move.
Well, I do have a specific thing I'd like to do if you would allow me, Sam.
Feel free.
it says because Jasper can't normally switch stances mid-combat, right? Because
Right.
it takes too much time, and she it's hard to switch her mindset from one to the other, and she can't normally do it unless there's a very good reason or there's a break. But I think for storytelling purposes, I think I do, because this is a very good reason. All right, I might not be able to beat you like this, but if I'm gonna show you exactly what I've been learning and exactly how I've been training, then I think it's time for me to try something else. And she's gonna she's gonna start channeling the ki, but this time instead of outwards, Olivia would see that she's focusing it into her own body.
Ooh.
And she's gonna try to break out of this grapple and also force Olivia back with a powerful blast of ki by using her overpower stance.
Yeah. And I would let you do this because generally the thing with the stances, if there's a significant, change in combat or just generally a good opportunity to take the time to switch, stance and mindset, you would be able to change stances, and I feel like this is a good moment where you definitely could.
Yeah, and I feel like Olivia would want to see what she can do after she said that too. So she is basically just literally unleashing a wave of ki to blast her back.
Yeah. So that compared to Olivia's kind of pathetic attempt at a follow-up punch, because she got kind of cocky after what happened with the last one. Suddenly, you channel the ki into yourself and then blast out a wave, managing to both free yourself and push her back as she quite literally slides across the ground and leaves like an indent in the ground where she slid, as you deal a very hefty chunk of damage to her, and she is not looking great. You could briefly hear it, but as you were pushing her back with the wave, there was the sound of more cracking and breaking this time.
All right, now we've got another fight on our hands. And Olivia would notice her stance, but obviously quite literally her entire the way she's holding herself and the way she's standing is now a lot lighter on her feet. For lack of a better comparison, she's doing the Goku hopping back and forth with her fists up nearer to her face.
Yeah. And yeah, she's not going to use her bonus action, so because that wasn't any time, you still have pretty much your entire turn, your move, and both your movement and your regular action to do whatever.
Well,
for this round.
Well, Jasper's gonna use her movement action, right? To
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to.
Oh wait, yeah. I don't have to attempt if it's the movement. Yeah.
Yeah.
She uses her movement to do that, and then as her action, and that'll give me 2 stacks of that.
I'd ask what the fuck you're doing, but I can see the energy.
Damn right. I'll show you everything I've got.
Alright,
that's it.
That's it. And I think at that point, Jasper would have the initiative again.
Alright. Then, this time, she's gonna charge forward and just attempt as a bonus action again. Oh, okay, Jasper.
Ooh, yeah, no, you, yeah, you attempt you use your bonus action, and, very, very easily get that stack
And
as the energy builds up more and more.
I imagine in this stance, she's doing like what is essentially just a dragon rush, right? Like she's just leaping towards her, and there is no unlike her other stances, this one has very little in terms of just defense or like attempting to land blows safely. She's putting everything she has into just this simple lightning fast punch.
All right.
And it's
Yeah.
designed to shatter bones, Sam, so...
yeah. As you deliver a hefty punch, powered up with your ki building inside of you, as in a clearly last-ditch effort, barely able to get up off the ground. Olivia tries to respond with her own assault of her with her tentacles.
Oh, Jesus.
As they all, in their last-ditch effort, they all start rushing out in a large combo attack to try and just punch back this powerful fist that you're attempting to bring down on her. Because they match, they're not going to. Jasper might be taking a little bit because it is a basic attack versus a 3 cost. Let's see what happens.
I mean, unless you want to
damage.
escalate, Sam.
I mean, do you want to?
I would love to escalate. I think
All right.
I think it'd be really cool, right? If the flavor of this is her first punch, Olivia holds up like all of her tentacles to block it as best she can, and then gritting her teeth, she unleashes her own assault. And Jasper responds by just like quickly just trying to dodge through its tentacles as much as possible, though of course it's very difficult to do so. And like, yeah, I mean, if you want to just like roll again.
Yeah,
like...
let's escalate. Let's do it.
Oh fuck, no, Jasper!
No,
Right
it's
when it counts every time!
It's fine, she didn't roll much better, so it's not going to be that much of an increased effect, but it is still going to be an increased effect. So we'll just add an extra d4 on there.
Alright, yeah.
So that would be as Jasper attempts to duck between the tentacles, but as she attempts to, she notices she took a wrong swerve. There's no escaping as these tentacles come in to basically pummel her and push her back. As Jasper would be taking, I believe, 16 from that.
Well, Sam, this is more than enough to finish her off. And what I'm about to ask if I can do here will not change that fact at all. However, if this is still technically an action that I can try to counter, right? What I'm gonna have Jasper do is, as she gets just furiously punched backwards to the point where she's like definitely, she knows she can't withstand this. She's being flung backwards actively, and she feels like her consciousness slipping. Could she just unleash a ki blast directly at her as a last ditch, like, take you down with me?
Sure, why not?
Why not, right? Alright, not too bad.
Yeah, as you unleash a wave of your energy at her, trying to just blast her with one last hit, and she's going to, with the last of her energy, I say at this point because we're doing this for cool factor, because Olivia was down from stamina cost from the last thing.
Good.
With her last bit of energy, is going to try and break apart your ki blast with her fist.
Oh no, the Olivia 4!
Oh no.
That's how many tentacles she has.
Yeah, as she attempts to, but she just can't bring up enough energy to output the power she would need to break apart a blast of this size as Jasper is getting pushed back. This wave of energy just pushes Olivia further and further back into the ground.
And
All
Jasper
non-lethally,
also
of course.
falls to the ground.
Yeah, all non-lethally, of course.
Which is good, because Jasper's 2 away from death. So...
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I guess, I guess that's that.
Yeah. So as we reach the end of that, they're on the ground. They're both briefly briefly unconscious from exhaustion, but quickly get back up. Both of them, as a result of Olivia's whole deal, have cracked, broken, shattered bones and such. As she slowly pulls herself out of the ground. Ah, God, it never gets easier.
Shit.
Alright, she, almost crawls over towards Jasper and reaches into, her pockets and pulls out, two, almost, basically tubes with, a strange yellowish liquid in it, that, at first glance, they're almost just like tubes, but, you'd notice they're more of a syringe thing, and she's just put this up to, I don't know, anywhere with skin, and just she demonstrates by putting part of it up to her neck and presses a button on one end as the liquid is injected in, and there's more sound of things like cracking and bone moving sounds, but it's not quite the breaking kind, as she seems to almost feel much more relieved and less in pain than she was a moment ago.
You know I hate getting shots.
You're just gonna have to fucking bear with it, unless you want to live with those broken bones for the next, 4 months.
Yeah, no, fine. Come on.
Hands the other one over to Jasper.
Yeah, she puts it in her neck as well and kind of winces, but...
Yeah, there's a distinct, as it flows through your system, there's a feeling of calmness and warmth takes over, as you can feel, almost like the liquid is quite literally putting your body back together.
Oh, okay, that's a fucked up feeling. But thanks.
Yeah, I figure if it's just a sparring match, no sense in leaving you broken.
Well, I appreciate that.
And,
she gets to her feet.
God, that was close, but I think I passed out just a moment before you, so I guess it's your win.
No, come on. I mean, those new powers of yours, and, obviously I haven't been slacking. You said you wanted to settle this, but I mean, I don't think we've settled anything, considering, there wasn't usually a clear victor between us in the first place.
Yeah, God, you sure showed. I guess you have been practicing a lot. Where'd you learn Ki?
She sort of, cracks her neck a bit. I'm still having troubles, deciding what I want to do, I guess,
I guess it's fair. How close that was. How about we just call it a draw and mutual victory for the sake of rewards?
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of time's passed and we didn't leave on the best terms, but, I don't see why, you can't tell me what you've been up to and what's going on with your deal, and while I, show you around the city at the same time.
Yeah, I can give you at least a brief overview. If you want to save the city tour for a moment, some of this is going to be easier to explain sitting down while we're still healing up.
Okay, sure. She hops up on this thing and crosses her legs.
Yeah. Hops up and Olivia sits down herself. Alright, so oh god, where to start? I guess the tentacles, since that was question number one.
Yeah, like that's pretty weird. Like I can't think of any. I'm not a linguist. I can't think of any words that are like tentacles, but also like hitting really hard.
It's not an epithet thing. I guess technically it is, but not mine. So alright, best place to start. I mean, I guess we never really talked about heritage and stuff much. Sometime while you were gone, I found out I'm half ocean race, and I guess I just wanted to feel closer to the ocean or something. Found out about this company it's called Riptide. They do tails, basically.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, I
Sort of blinks, but okay.
I don't know how to explain it to you. You give him money, the guy gives you a tail, or multiple. I think it's an epithet.
And tentacles are close enough?
Apparently, look, I didn't ask questions. He offered tentacles. And I was like, yes.
No, you're valid. I get it.
As for the power stuff, very technically, still don't got an epithet. I guess not many cases of them showing up late, and guess you could say I was hitting a little bit of a wall. Someone came up to me with a offer or two. Said they could help me out, help me get stronger. If I joined up with them, helped them out a bit, and whatnot. I did some thinking, and you know, you can see the result. Obviously, it's you heard of aliases?
I mean, I've heard of them. I thought they were like just a rumor. You telling me you like joined up with some gang or like shadowy thing?
I wouldn't exactly call them shadowy. It's mostly just like a information company. They go around and they get like information for people when they ask them, brokers basically, and they wanted I guess you'd call it a bodyguard of sorts.
Gotcha.
Offered training on the side, and you know, they said they like to do these little things for us, as she up to this point has been, you know, sort of keeping stuff to herself, but she pulls out her right hand and opens her palm, and the Roman numeral 7 is
Yeah,
tattooed onto it.
As soon as you said information, I'm like, yeah. And then 7 is... Which one was 7? God damn it. Where's James when I need him? Jimmy, which one was 7?
7 is the chariot.
Gotcha, okay.
Lamau, I remembered that. I wasn't sure, but I actually
I was
did.
like, 8 is strength and tentacles, so I'm surprised it's not 8. But, alright.
So, trust me, if things get too shady and out of hand, I'm out immediately.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm mad, I just... I guess I'm just surprised. I mean, like, we'd always said, I mean, in Fight City, joining up with a gang is like, I mean, you might as well be joining an army. Like, I'm just
Yeah.
surprised you decided to go that way. I guess.
Guess you could
I
say it was desperate.
thought we'd always be solo, But I mean, obviously, I followed my own path. You can follow yours. Just
Yeah.
she just sort of like looks down.
uh, yeah. Look, at the end of the day, I don't like hang around them a lot. Do that sort of thing. I'd still more or less doing stuff on my own. I just have I guess you could call it a job. Something to put money on the table.
All right. Well, I mean, I take it that means you're gonna be heading back before too long.
It's weird to explain the situation of it. Basically, it's like not a thing where there's a place I have to go back to meet up with anyone. It's just sometimes I might get like a call or like a letter in the mail or something. It's like, hey, we need you for a thing. Otherwise, I mean, I've got pretty much free reign of my life, so.
All right. I mean, that sounds like a pretty sweet deal as jobs go, honestly. I mean, as long as you're not like doing assassination bullshit or something, right?
Yeah, gotta imagine that. No, I have met up with a couple other people I think are also with the group. They've been the ones helping me to, have someone to spar with and get stronger. But then and when they were doing some info gathering stuff, your name came up at some point. I think just as like a, citizens in this area or whatever, and heard it, realized it was probably you. So.
Oh, I guess I'm glad you stopped by.
Yeah, I guess I just figured, right? Like, I sparred and trained with them because I didn't have like someone else to go to for that. We weren't like the most popular people. But now that I found you again, I mean, we may not be on the best of terms still, but I hear rivalries are pretty good for getting stronger.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, here's the thing, Liv. Like, I know you have your way and I have my way, but I think if you're really interested in getting as strong as possible, I think you should come check out this DBA place I've been going to. Like, it's pretty wild and crazy, and like, you're not always doing stuff. I mean, most of the time you're just sort of training and like milling around and seeing what there is to see and just sort of living life. But like, now and then there's like, I mean, what happened just yesterday? There was like this whole world-ending thing going on. Like, I was part of a mission with like 100 other crazy strong people. I got to see so many cool new fighting styles, and I got to, get a few licks in myself. Like, I mean, I don't know. Even more so than Fight City, this feels like the place I mean, I shouldn't say place I belong, but just
Jesus, just the way you describe it, and you look at the city today, and it hard to think there was some big like citywide fight happening.
Well, it wasn't in this city. It was like an hour away.
Ah,
But they might have, but like this crazy huge monster was like rampaging around, and like who knows, they might have even gotten to Fight City eventually if we hadn't stopped it.
I'd like to see him try and get through Fight City.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, to be fair, but I mean, yeah, the king would have stopped it at that point, but it was still something. It was something else. It was a rush.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've got a whole city tour to do. You can show me around. Maybe stop by this DBA place.
Fuck yeah, yeah. You'll love it. There's like multiple different dojos people have set up.
Oh,
It's awesome.
fuck yeah.
It seems like a place of where anybody can show up and just, if you're strong enough, they don't care.
Well, it sounds like the type of place to at least check out.
Well, I know a good sandwich place on the way if you want to stop there too.
You know what? That sounds good. I am starving. I don't know exactly how this liquid stuff works, but like I think it uses bodily energy, something like that. So, you know, very hungry right now.
And let's do it. She just hops down and,
Yeah.
Stuff's changed about Jasper, but she's always on the move, like
Yeah.
always, and starts leading the way, looking
Yeah.
to see if she's following, of course, but...
Yeah, no, Olivia smirks a little bit, gets up herself, briefly forgets about her alias and like creates a small crater where she steps. Oh, whoops.
I thought you were gonna say breaks every bone in her body again. No.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't have anything else to say unless
Yeah,
you do.
I think we can leave it off there.
What have I done?
Like Lamau. Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
I guess we'll be seeing more of her soon, which I'm very glad about. I actually really fucking like the idea of like maximum offense, but she takes more damage from everything is super fun.
Yeah.
She can never meet Kyla.
Yeah, I was sitting here thinking, what would be a fun way to do, Crush as an alias, and it's got to have some kind of downside because it's an alias. So my thought process
Oh,
is,
it's Crush, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, she can basically break through a bunch of like different fucking. She can basically break through and crash through defenses and deal extra damage. But the downside is that she has to deal with that on her own body as well.
She can fuck, but she gets fucked.
Yeah, pretty much. Which is why she has those funky cylinders with her. And also why she has the one talent that gives her 1 DR if she rolls well.
Hell yeah. Alright, well. I think that about does it for this short story then.
Yeah.
Hey Austin.
Yeah.
Like, what if the unthinkable happens, right?
Yeah.
And people that were watching this enjoyed what they saw here.
That's impossible.
Yeah.
But if it did, there is this fun place. Let's find out your rights.
Yeah, imagine if they were to think the unthinkable, do the undoable, row, fight the power.
Yeah, if they felt like that, they could join our Discord server, Fine Dining. You should join it. There's the link. But for now, thank you all for watching, of course. Thank you to our 2 down timers today, Iris and Sam.
Yeah.
Thanks to everybody.
Thank you for streaming, Austin, and to everybody for putting up with my fucking technical difficulties. By the way,
Yeah.
I figured out in the middle of that it wasn't actually my mouse fucking up. It was because I have a giant bowl of macaroni and cheese and I put it on a key on my keyboard, so it was just the fuck up your life key.
Oh no.
So it was just me being stupid. It wasn't even anything else.
I see. Well,
Fair.
with the macaroni conspiracy now solved, for now, say goodbye to chat, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.